Good morning, Mr.
Good
Cooper.
morning, Your Honors.
Mr. Cooper, I don't know if you're familiar. You have 10 minutes. The clock will go down in this one. This clock will say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. When you get down to 1 minute, the orange light will flash, and you've got one.
Okay.
And then when the red light starts flashing, you have to stop talking, unless you can
Okay.
finish an answer if somebody's asking you an answer.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, CVS filed the answer late. They filed it when I first sent the brief out. And I feel that even though they gave me a little small settlement about a couple years ago, I feel that didn't cover all the damages and interest on everything that happened to me, just like out in all the other places what happened to me, all the because of stress and the grief and aggravation, just like all the other places, just like in homes, hospitals, other companies, and like on the count of the Commonwealth, and just like the police department and the Commonwealth and the other judges in the courts, people in places that are fault for letting things happen to me, and this to be held accountable, because the lower courts violated the due process. The lower courts violated the due process, keep on violating the due process law. I know they can't rule over themselves, and like back in 1998, when Judge Neal wrote an order, it violates my rights. I feel it violates my rights just like all the other places, and people violate my rights too, because then everything in other negligence it happened. Things happened when I was in school and everywhere, in all the hospitals and homes I'm in, and then when Judge Neal wrote the order, he shouldn't all these companies that never showed up to the hearing back in 1998. I know in every place and everybody to be held accountable for when illegal things happen to me. I get emotional about everything that happened, and I try not to get emotional. I think it's all the wrongful acts, all the illegal acts, because all the laws are being abused. All the corruption of places and everything.
Mr. Cooper, although you can use all your minutes, we will very carefully read what you have written.
Okay.
And I know it's quite difficult for people to get all their thoughts argued, so we will read everything that you've written. And if you would like to, you'll hear the attorney say, rest on their brief. That's a way of saying, I don't need to argue anymore. If you would like to do that, that would be fine.
Okay.
And then you can sit down and Mr. Reed can argue if he would like to.
Okay.
And then what we will do from here is the judges, we will look at everything that you've written and everything that CVS has written, and then in a few weeks we will send you a decision.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
And you can just sit down at council table. Mr. Reed?
Your Honor, good morning. May it please the court, I would be happy to answer any questions that the court may have about Mr. Cooper's case against CVS. If there are no questions, I would just rest on that brief.
I see no questions. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you, Mr. Cooper.